Fourth precinct, what's your horse? Yeah, yes, just like Harris.
Yeah.
Line 2, Fleischer?
Oh, that's my agent. Hello, Alan. Yeah, I was just about to call you. So, look, when do you open negotiations? Aha. Well, look, I've got a few thoughts on what we ought to be asking for. Uh-huh. Well, look, you remember that deal that Krantz made for Princess Daisy? Yeah, I want that and $1. Right. Well, look, you keep me apprised, huh? Bye. The contract negotiation. I tell you, it is the most important part of the writing process.
I thought it was writing.
Yeah, that's what most people think.
Finished yet?
Almost.
But I'm not in this one, right?
Oh, no. I pretty much exhausted your character's possibilities in my first book. I mean, hey, it's no reflection on you. We can still be friends.
Right in here, Miss Wakefield.
All this really isn't necessary.
Do I question your existence? Barney.
Yeah.
This is Miss Beverly Wakefield.
Ah, Miss Wakefield, I'm Captain Miller.
Yes.
Miss Wakefield had her purse stolen.
Oh, sorry.
It's really my own fault. I shouldn't have been walking alone in such a dangerous neighborhood.
Where did it happen?
Out front.
The policeman arrived almost immediately.
We're going to need some more information, Miss Wakefield, and we'll have you look at some mug books.
Oh, I really don't think I have the time.
On your way to work?
Oh, no. I have no skills.
Just an appointment?
No. I was just walking. But I guess I can walk another time.
Why don't you take a walk over there?
You got anything going?
Not according to Harris.
Barnes, we're free.
All right, I want you to take a run downtown. Seems the grass is getting a little high in the financial district.
We just ran dealers out of there a couple weeks ago.
Well, they're setting up shop again. The liquor stores are complaining. See what you can do.
So, you, all set?
Yeah. Sorry you got stuck with me.
That's okay.
have the interdepartmental bulletins, precinct summaries,
Thank you.
and some glad tidings from the 3rd precinct.
Oh?
You know Captain McDougal?
Yes?
One of the other 5 candidates up for deputy inspector?
Yes, Levitt. What about McDougal?
Well, sir, as I hear it, the good captain was discovered last night by a subordinate in the interrogation room in a rather uncompromising position with a female suspect. Who put on modified duty pending an internal affairs investigation.
Oh, boy.
So I guess that's one less hopeful to worry about.
Levitt.
I mean, one man's peccadillo's another man's promotion, sir.
Levitt. Regardless how this affects my chances for promotion, I have no intention of reveling in another man's misfortune.
Yes, sir. I'll be back later with the mail, sir.
Fine. McDougal, huh?
Come on, we're going through another one of those doors now, Mr. Hackett.
No problem.
Very good.
What do we call this?
I call it a Neil Hackett. And he tried to sell us a lid of grass.
I knew they were cops.
And you tried to sell him grass anyway.
I'd sell to a lot of cops.
We're carrying Quaaludes. And I don't know what those are.
Hey, look. I'm not a pusher. I only sell what I don't use myself. Which, as you can see, is not a lot lately.
All right, have a seat over here, Mr. Hackett.
Hey, will this take long? I'd really like to get to work before the 3 o'clock bell.
You're a school teacher?
Stockbroker.
Yes. I'm with Hunt, Eisner, Gardner, and Platt. And Hunt. And Eisner. Are you familiar with us? We make money the old-fashioned way. We borrow it.
4,000 plus 3%? Come on, that is totally unacceptable. Yeah. Look, you tell them that I want 6,000 plus 4%, or me and my book are walking right across the street to Simon & Schuster. Look, Alan, I will call you back in a few minutes. Yeah, somebody I know just oozed in under the door. Yeah, bye. Arnold.
Harris, it's been a long time.
Ah, too long.
And why? Because of a silly little lawsuit which I happened to win. But believe me, you haven't been out of my thoughts.
Ah, nor you mine.
I mean, I think of you every time I walk into my apartment and see your art collection hanging on my wall.
So glad you could find a use for it.
Yeah. So anyway, I was just downstairs chatting with Officer Levitt. He mentioned you're writing another book.
Ah, did he?
Of course, I couldn't help overhearing the phone conversation just now. Big paperback deal. $7,500 advance. Hey, very exciting.
So
it reminded me how I had to settle for an amount considerably less than I was awarded, ostensibly because that was all you had.
Well, unfortunately, you're not in my new book.
Oh. So I guess there's not too much I can do about it, right?
Right.
Unless I could prove undisclosed assets.
What?
Demonstrate that you had knowledge of probable future earnings, which you
Look,
concealed.
you worthless piece of slime.
Cagney and ragtime.
Why don't you just slither out the way you came in, because you ain't sucking another nickel out of this bad motor scooter.
I found him.
What, lady?
Nothing.
Nice watch. Of course, I was hoping for a Longines.
Boy, he's not 17 years old yet, for God's sake. He doesn't go to college for another year. All of a sudden, he needs his own apartment? Didn't we just go through this with Rachel? 7 years ago? Oh, honey, listen, I'll talk to you later. I gotta, yeah. Okay, you too. Yes, can I help you?
I think I found the person who took my purse.
Oh, wonderful. Which one is it? Okay, we'll get somebody right on it.
I'm very sorry for the interruption.
Oh, it's quite all right. I was just talking to my wife.
Oh, I'm glad you're back together.
I beg your pardon?
Nothing.
Excuse me.
He hit me.
Just once.
One minute, I'm engaged in the free and open exchange of ideas. Next second, I'm in Gestapo headquarters.
All right, take it easy.
I never thought I'd see the day when an American citizen could be brutally assaulted by one of those who is sworn to protect and serve.
Just try and relax, Arnold, till we can ascertain exactly what happened here.
There's nothing to ascertain. He hit me. And I have a witness. Hey, you saw Sergeant Harris viciously and without provocation attack me, right?
Yes, I did. And so did the black guy.
Of course, this is not the proper forum for the resolution of this question.
Look, Arnold.
That is right. I will be filing a civil suit against Sergeant Ron Harris and the New York Police Department and the City of New York for compensatory and punitive damages in the amount of $5 million.
I can handle 100 of that.
All right, Harris, all right.
Yeah, badge and gun. I know the procedure.
Just step into my office, please.
Oh, not in front of company. Right.
First aid.
They're Ripner.
What happened? You run into Sergeant Harris?
If just once in your life you would stop and consider the consequences of your action before you took them, things like this wouldn't happen.
Take it easy, Barney. I mean, I'm the one who punched Ripner, and I'm the one who has to pay the price. I'm the one who goes on modified duty, and I'm the one who goes up on charges.
And I'm the one who's up for deputy inspector.
But enough of me.
I'm Lawrence Wheeler, Hunt, Eisner, Gardner, and Platt.
Call Levitt NYPD. Can I help you?
I understand you're holding one of our employees, Neil Hackett. Neil,
Hello, Larry.
what are you doing in there?
Not much.
What's the matter with him?
I believe he's stoned out of his head.
Stoned? But he's our best broker.
He seems to have closed a little higher today.
I'm just waiting to interview Mr. Hackett and get a sworn affidavit.
Look, you don't need no affidavits. I hit you, I'll testify to that. As a matter of fact, if you want, I'll stand up in court and hit you again.
That won't be necessary.
Anyway, look, why wait for a trial? Why don't you just take it all now, huh? The watch, the rings, I got some gold back here.
Hey, what's the matter? Where's your dignity?
But I want you to know this going in, Arnold. What you see is what I got. So you can forget about hitting another big jackpot because you ain't getting a cent this time.
I didn't get a cent last time.
What?
Sure, I won a big fat settlement. Minus court costs, attorney's fees. You know how much a good attorney costs? They got the cash, I got the bric-a-brac.
Yeah?
Yeah. What do you think I'm doing back around here, scrounging around for clients? I took it in the shorts, Buster. You've got a very disturbed sense of humor.
Look, Larry, is it in any way possible you could see your way to give me another chance?
All right. You've got it.
And I promise I'll stop all this stuff and never take another drug again.
Fine. But wait till I ask.
Come on, move it.
I'm moving, man.
That was fast.
Yeah, this is Edward Guthrie. Found him in his apartment over on 3rd.
Hey, you're the guy in the purse.
What? Well, we found Miss Wakefield's purse and about 75 other purses and wallets in his bedroom.
Yeah, going through the purse, we found the usual credit cards, makeup, and these clippings.
NYPD promotion roster announced. Police captain jailed in courtroom dispute. Miller named to head drug task force. Welcome.
Come on, Guthrie, sit down.
You don't remember me, do you?
Not before today, no.
I'm the lady you helped on Lexington Avenue in 1966. Some boys were bothering me, teasing me about my miniskirt, and you came up and told them to leave the lady alone.
Right, yes, of course.
I've loved you ever since. I've kept a scrapbook with all your achievements. I've watched you go from Sergeant Miller to lieutenant to captain. And very soon it's going to be deputy inspector.
I had no idea.
You weren't supposed to. I never meant for us to meet. An occasional glimpse as you walked into the station house or as we passed on the sidewalk, that was enough to sustain me.
Miss Wakefield, I'm going to need your signature on a complaint.
Oh, of course. Thank you for everything.
Sure.
I'm leaving now.
Oh, yeah, well, it's been nice seeing you again.
Look, if you want, I can stop. I mean, intruding on your life, keeping track of what you do, I'll understand.
No, it's quite all right.
Really?
I appreciate the interest.
You know, if you should happen to see me on the street or in a store, you don't have to stop or say anything. Just smile and keep on walking.
I'll do that.
You know, I sent David a check for his bar mitzvah.
Well, I'm afraid I don't recall getting it.
You cashed it. Goodbye.
Goodbye.
Bye.
You still here, Arnold? Figured you'd be out filing a lawsuit.
Don't rush me. I may be rethinking some of my options.
Oh?
I mean, with my demanding schedule of client conferences and court appearances, and with a compassionate view towards the previous shellacking I gave Sergeant Harris, I might agree not to proceed with any further civil or criminal actions.
Oh?
And instead, accept Sergeant Harris's personal apology and $1,000.
Dream on, scuzzball.
All right, forget the money. But I want that apology.
Harris?
Look, I'm sorry I hit you, Arnold. No one has the right to use physical violence against another human being. And I give you my word that it will probably never happen again.
Well, there you go.
Well, I guess that sounds satisfactory.
Good.
So if you'll excuse me, I have business to take care of. Mr. Guthrie, were you shown a warrant when you were arrested?
What? No, man. They just bust right in.
Illegal search and seizure. Unlawful detention. Have you out of here in 1 hour, all right?
Sure.
Good day, gentlemen.
Thank you. I'm glad we could get that settled.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
I also owe you an apology. You were the one in trouble. My main concern should not have been how it affected my prospects for promotion.
That's true.
I should have been upset at the fact that you did a stupid and childish thing.
Oh, thank you.
I mean that.
Good evening.
Hi, Mark.
What's happening?
Status quo, high interest rates, high unemployment, high budget, high deficit. However, Liz and Dick are talking.
Oh, well, at least there's some good news.
Harris and Woj went out.
Thank you. No coffee?
No water. Day shift said it's been off since noon.
Anybody call maintenance?
Call them right away. Said they'd be right over.
That was 5 hours ago.
It's spring. Even in the basement.
Okay, nature lovers, you want to step inside here?
Man, this dude's got a vicious temper, man. He almost broke my arm.
You just picked the wrong person to mug, fella.
Now, how was I supposed to know that, huh? I mean, at least Charles Bronson wears a hat.
Yeah, here.
This is Gilbert Pedroza. This is Mr. Gordon Lynch. When we got to the park, Mr. Lynch was waiting for us. He already had Pedroza spread eagled against a knotty pine.
Really?
Yeah, apparently, Mr. Lynch here was out for an early evening stroll when he was accosted by little Mr. Pedroza here.
I was doing the same thing, too, man. I was strolling.
When we found him, Barn, he was carrying this knife and 3 wallets.
That's my family's.
Herschel, Michigan?
What's the problem with that?
Georgia. Sit down, Pedroza.
We're going to need a statement from you, Mr. Lynch.
Okay.
And I'd like you to know we really appreciate your help.
You know, he's lucky my troop wasn't there. He'd have been torn to pieces.
You see, Barn, Mr. Lynch here, he's a scoutmaster.
Oh. Well, you do good work. Important work.
Well, we try. Yeah, but the kids are growing up so fast these days, we tend to lose them early. I mean, if you're going to keep up with Penthouse, you got to come up with some pretty interesting knots.
Sergeant Harris will be happy to take your statement.
Well, I'm prepared.
Were you a scout, Sergeant?
No, not that I remember. You want to take a seat right there, please?
Well, you don't know what you're missing.
Hey, I try not to think about it.
Man, he's got to read me my rights.
I read them to you in the park.
But I want to hear him in Spanish. See, my English ain't too good, man.
Usted tiene el derecho de mantener silencio, ¿entiende? Cualquier...
All right, all right.
You want to hear him in Polish?
Well, we got a disturbance at the Greenwich Museum.
You and Mojo. I'll put him in the cage for the time being.
I'll check him for priors later.
Vámonos, amigo.
Estoy contigo.
Y mira, capitán. Si me llaman, coge mensaje.
If he gets any phone calls, take him, man.
Gracias.
Did you know, Sergeant, that the average person can go up to 5 days without water?
Home address?
And after that, their body fluids start to dry up, and their eyes become nothing more than shriveled raisins, and they die of dehydration.
Home address.
Now, you see, we in scouting are trained to survive in any situation. We'll take not having enough water, for instance. Now, if you're really desperate, you can suck on pebbles, you can gather condensation from plant life, or, in a pinch, you can utilize your own body waste.
I don't have any.
Hey, look, I'm talking respect here. I don't go messing with your grave. Don't go messing with mine.
What do we got here?
It's James Long, burglary and disturbing the peace.
I was trying to preserve the cultural and traditional integrity of the Mohawk Nation.
He's an Indian, Barn.
Thank you.
When we got to the museum, he was holding us sitting in front of the Native American exhibit.
Right next to the Flintstones. The real ones.
See, he's protesting that the museum dug up some bones somewhere upstate.
What bones?
Them bones. Mr. Long broke into the archaeologist's lab, snatched the collection. Then he blocked the entrance to the exhibit with his body.
What would you do if somebody stole the remains of your ancestors? Then shoved them in some garbage bag? Then threw them in a closet somewhere?
I'd speak up.
Okay. If you want to draw attention to the issues, you got to get publicity.
Have you gotten any yet?
Well, a Japanese tour group took some pictures. Hey, it's early yet.
Someone coming down from the museum to press charges later.
That's fine with me. I've been arrested before. 3 Mile Island, Washington, D.C.
Really?
Well, I go where I'm needed.
Well, we sympathize, Mr. Long, but I'm afraid we're going to have to hold you anyway. Nothing personal.
Hey, it's okay.
Okay, just have a seat right over there, please.
I want to know what you're going to do with those bones.
I'll be in the captain's office, on his desk. Only hallowed ground we got.
They'll be right here, Mr. Long. Just have a seat over there.
Okay.
Give me a break, I'm thirsty.
Mail call. One for you.
Thank you.
And one for you.
Thanks.
Sir, sort of memoranda, manpower reports, and in light of the current plumbing problem, a list of the available bathrooms in our area.
That's very thoughtful of you.
Only 2 have doors, sir. Sal's Automotive and Grossman's Deli. Grossman's got a lock. Sal's got a Doberman.
I'm gonna be at Grossman's for a few minutes, all right?
Okay. Why don't you post that, huh?
Buenos días. Alguien llamó para maintenance.
What?
Maintenance. Alguien me llamó y me dijeron que tenían un problema acá arriba.
Come on, speak up.
Who wants to know somebody in this joint called for maintenance?
I know what he said. Yo comprendo bueno. Parlez avec Capitan Miller. Capitan Miller. Muchos gracias. Are you kidding?
What's going on?
Alguien llamó maintenance y me dijeron que me necesitaban enseguida.
Slow.
He says somebody called and, they wanted him to get up here right away for maintenance.
Oh, good. Bueno. All right, yo estoy, Captain Miller.
Encantado.
He's enchanted.
Anyway, ¿qué hora cree usted que puede, el agua.
Ah, no sé. Con un poco de suerte podría ser eso.
Hold it. Doesn't he speak any English?
Sí. Very good.
What's your name?
Jorge Jesús María Sánchez.
Encantado. Now, what's with the water?
There ain't none.
Yeah, well, we figured that out for ourselves.
Ah, you know.
See?
Bueno, adiós.
Wait a minute. What happened to the water?
Quité el agua esta mañana.
We took the water off
Esta mañana.
this morning.
It's a leak.
It's a leak.
I got that. The question is, when do we get the water back?
Not to worry. Pero dile al hombre que tengo una pared bastante grande. Yo soy solamente una persona y necesito un tipo fuerte para hacer un huequito.
He said there's a wall that he's got to break down and it's going to need some help.
Help.
Oh, all right. Levitt, do you want to help Mr. Sanchez?
What?
Or would you give Mr. Sanchez a hand to break down the wall?
The wall, sir?
The wall!
The wall. Of course, sir. Always happy to pitch in.
Good. Officer Levitt.
Oye, chiquitico, vámonos.
There's some of this.
You know, you people have ruined this land. You've wasted our animals, our forests, fouled up the air, polluted the rivers. You keep that up in Manhattan, it's going to be worth even less than you paid for it.
I gotta put you in a cage now.
Excuse me, my name is Lynch. My grandmother was a 16th Cherokee.
All right.
Anyway, I couldn't help but hear what you were saying, and I thought you might like to know that I agree with you 100%. And if there's something I can do for you, I'd like to help.
Great. Are you a lawyer?
No, I'm a scoutmaster.
Can't use a scoutmaster. I need a lawyer.
Oh, sorry. Well, but I just thought you might be interested in knowing that we respect your traditions, your culture, your ideals. In many ways, we in scouting try to emulate the Indians' way of life.
Far out. Then we're all going to need a lawyer.
For space, the sky for amber wings of green.
Oh, please.
Man, I'm only trying to help my case.
Get in there. Barn, I checked Pedroza for priors. He's had 31 arrests dating back since he was 15.
I was a late bloomer, man.
Barn, I think I'll go over to Grossman's. I need a pack of cigarettes. Mr. Lynch, you want to sign this complaint, please, and then you're free to take a hike.
Maybe I'll just look it over first, Sergeant.
Right, back in a few.
Chico, no es mi culpa que te caíste.
I don't want to talk about it.
Pero es que no hemos acabado el trabajo.
Pésame my mucho, Baldy.
I heard that.
Levitt? What? What happened?
Bueno, el señor Klotzo here, muy cocky, subió la escalera, miró abajo, se cayó y parecía Esther Williams.
Levitt, why don't you just go clean up, huh?
Where?
Oh, right.
Go ahead, sir. Yuck it up. I mean, little Levitt's always good for a laugh, if nothing else.
Levitt, I'm really sorry.
Ah, spare me the false sincerity, huh? I've had it up to here with that, too.
Barn.
Yeah.
What's the matter with Levitt?
Nothing, he'll be okay.
He seems pretty upset, Barn.
He was working in the basement. He had a little accident, that's all.
What was he doing in the basement?
He was helping Mr. Sanchez here with the plumbing.
Why?
Because I asked him to.
He's a cop, Barn.
Excuse me, capitán, otra vez. Yo soy solamente one person. Si jamás en su vida you want un toilet, y tienes que prestar un tipo fuerte.
Oh, he wants to borrow the big guy.
Sí. I want to borrow the big guy. Big guy.
Okay. But only because you didn't ask.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Can I help you?
Yes, I'm Dr. Otto Trapp, archaeologist and resident at the Greenwich Museum of Natural History.
I'm Art.
Hello, Art.
Take it you hear about the bones?
I suppose so. This is all so new to me. Anyway, I was at NYU conducting a slide presentation of my recent dig in the Catskills, and I was informed that a young man vandalized my office and made off with some very valuable specimens.
That was me. Desecrator, violator of sacred soil. You people got no respect for nothing.
Have we met?
I'm James Long, the son of Edgar Long, the brother to the wolf and the eagle, the grandson of Totadaho, great-great-grandson of Adriacton and Odysserundi, all of whom cry out to me in anguish from their despoiled graves.
You're very upset.
Come on.
Doc, you want to step over here with me? I need some information.
Yes, certainly, Art. We'll continue this.
I've just been glancing through the pages of these juvenile offenders.
You signed the complaint yet?
Breaks your heart, doesn't it? To see all these bright, shiny faces turn sour.
So, are those the bones over there?
Yeah.
I certainly hope it hasn't damaged them. They're worth an arm and a leg. Ha! That's funny.
Look, if you want to go over and check them for fractures, go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, now what are you doing?
Just looking.
Yeah? Leave him alone, will you? Show some respect.
All right, you want to lighten up.
What's going on here?
Not a hell of a lot. Captain Miller, this is Dr. Travin from the museum.
Doctor.
Hey, you got no right digging that back.
Just take it easy, Mr. Long.
It's all right, Captain. I generally appreciate Mr. Long's feelings. I wish he understood how important our work can be.
Yeah, well, if it's so important, why don't you dig up your own family?
Somebody undoubtedly will someday. Mr. Long, we in archaeology don't go around digging into sacred burial mounds out of a rude curiosity. We're seeking keys to understanding lost societies, lost civilizations.
Well, if you're so interested in Indians, why don't you try talking to a couple live ones?
I'm not an anthropologist.
Doc, you want to have a seat over here and finish reading the complaint?
Oh, thank you.
Right here.
You guys might be surprised if you dug in our brains instead of our bones.
All right, Mr.
In
Long.
the law, for example. Who do you think inspired the Articles of Confederation and the Constitution? Washington? Jefferson? Forget it. It was the Iroquois, man.
Really?
Yeah, it's true. Our self-government by chosen representatives, functioning in an effective common form, is from an Indian concept.
Yeah?
That's fascinating.
Of course, things don't always work out.
And how about food?
No, thank you. I would appreciate a cup of tea.
I'm afraid we don't have any water.
And where do you think you got tomatoes, potatoes, and squash, and popcorn?
Okay, Mr. Long.
And if it wasn't for us, you wouldn't be smoking that cigarette over there.
Thank you, Mr. Long.
Now, Dr. Travin, about this complaint.
Yes.
I mean, obviously you have the power to put Mr. Long in jail.
Jails, that was your contribution.
Okay, you made your point. But, I mean, considering the circumstances, I mean, you got your bones back, you know.
Captain, I want to do the right thing. Mr. Long.
Doctor, water in liquid form exists only on this planet. And man is 60% water. Without water, there's no life. Don't you understand? We're destroying our water supply.
You want to go to jail?
Of course. People have to be reminded.
I understand. I will press charges against you.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Put him away, Captain.
Barney, look what I found.
What is this?
It's a rifle. I found it behind the wall.
This thing must be 50 years old.
Mm-hmm. I'd say about 100. It looks like a Springfield breech loader, circa 1882 or so.
Really?
Can I have it?
Well, it's up to Sergeant Wojciechowicz.
I'd like to do a little research on it.
Who are you?
I'm out of Travin. I'm with the museum. I promise I'll bring it back.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Okay.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Easy, easy.
All work and no play. Goodbye, Captain. Sergeant.
Dr. Trevor?
Mr. Long, I look forward to seeing you at the trial.
Right. Take care of yourself.
I'll do my best.
See you, Doctor.
Thank you.
What a nice guy.
Gilbert,
What do you want?
they want me to sign a complaint.
So?
So, I don't think you're really a bad lad, Gilbert. I just think you need to redirect your energies to something more constructive, more positive, even fun.
Like what?
You ever been to the woods, Gilbert?
Maybe. Why? Who wants to know?
Just picture it. Taking a dive in a cold stream, drying ourselves around the morning campfire while the bacon and eggs are crackling in an old iron skillet. Come on, Gilbert, just you and me.
You want me to go to the woods with you?
That's it.
Just you and me?
And all God's creatures.
Man, I think I know those creatures, man. Always trying to bump up against me on the subway. Things like that, huh?
Look, son. I know you've had a difficult, deprived, and traumatic childhood. But one more smutty crack like that, and I'm going to shove a tent stake halfway to... No problem.
Nah, we're just chatting.
Look, if you sign the complaint, you can be on your way.
Fine. What about him?
Oh, man, don't worry about me. I'll be out of here by the weekend.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, me and the Beaver Patrol are heading on up to Seneca Lake Friday night. You interested?
Nah, man, I doubt it.
Well, suit yourself.
Yeah, but, if it don't make you feel any better, why don't you leave your number with him?
Good scout. Well, I don't know if I really...
He'll be out in 48 hours.
Good scout.
Hey, ¿qué pasó? I've been looking for you.
Yeah, well, I had some things I had to do.
Oh, okay. Muchas gracias, big guy.
Not.
Mr. Sanchez, what about the agua?
Agua is fixed. Very good.
Oh, good. Well, we really appreciate it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Please, no tip.
Good evening, sir.
Oh, Levitt, I'm glad to see you back.
Why, is the toilet overflowing?
Levitt.
Sorry, sir, just a slight hostility leak.
Levitt, I really don't understand why you're so upset. I mean, I sent Wojo down, too, didn't I?
Yeah, it's no big deal, Levy. Come on, everybody gets dirty sometime. Even Harris.
It's hard to believe, I know.
Yeah, well, a sergeant or a captain wallows around in the muck. It's kind of cute, but I'm still trying to make the grade.
This will not compromise your position, I promise you.
I mean, I've been perfectly satisfied being downstairs because at least I knew I had nowhere to go but up. Until today.
I understand how you feel.
Oh, good, wonderful.
Oh, sure. You, big persona, capitán, mucho pelo. Yo, chiquitico puertorriqueño calvo en maintenance. Este chiquitico trabaja duro, tiene el corazón de un león. Give him a break, for God's sake. Adiós, compadre. Stick to your pistolas.
Couldn't have said it better myself, sir.
Yeah. I'm getting the advance from my publishers on Monday or Tuesday. And, I want to sort of ease back into them. I figure we should, maybe take $7,500 and put into some, mutuals and
Robbed.
Right. Let's see. You had just, punched in your secret code.
Yes, and then I turned to the fellow behind me and said, "Aren't these automatic tellers great?" And he said, "They sure are." And then I punched in how much money I wanted, and it came out. I turned to the fellow and said, "That was easy.
He said it sure was. And that's when he showed me his knife.
I see. Exactly how much money was taken?
$170.
Well, I mean, it's not so much, huh?
No. Although it is every cent I have in the world.
Oh.
You see, I've been out of work for almost a year and a half. I was laid off on Inauguration Day. The $170 was going to be the first installment on my tuition for bartender school.
Well, that's a good job, huh?
Oh, sure. Steady, too. I mean, what with the economy and the world situation being the way it is, experts are predicting that people will be drinking more and more.
Look, I'm sure that you'll work something out, huh? Anyway, look, we're going to have you look through some mug books, and maybe you'll find someone, huh?
You know, it's funny. To one person, $170 is the difference between a life of quiet desperation and a chance for a brand new start. Well, to somebody else, it's just 1/58 of $10,000.
This is very nice molding.
Thank you.
Could you tell me how long this light fixture has been here?
We put it in yesterday.
Can I help you? I'm Captain Miller.
Yes. Is this the original flooring?
I have no idea. It was here when we got here. Why do you ask?
Oh, excuse me. I'm Victoria Hoffline, State Division for Historic Preservation. We were contacted by Dr. Traven of the Greenwich Museum regarding an article you found in your basement last
Oh, right. Yeah, we found this old gun.
Yeah, I found it.
Oh. Well, we've done some further research on that, and do you happen to know who that gun belonged to?
No, I don't.
Name someone who belonged to the police force but then later became very famous.
LaGuardia.
Good answer.
Theodore Roosevelt. And as I'm sure you know, Mr. Roosevelt was the head of the New York Police Board from 1895 to 97.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Well, this building was its headquarters. And from our research, we think that your office just may have been Mr. Roosevelt's.
Really?
Bully for you.
Now, if this building meets the basic architectural requirements, we can recommend it for its inclusion in the National Register for Historic Places.
Hey, how about that?
Does that mean Sears will paint it?
Captain, may I look around some more?
Please,
Thank
please.
you. Oh.
inside. I know the procedure.
What do we got here?
My name is Howard Spangler. I'm an American citizen.
He is. We picked him up in his apartment. He attacked some cleaning people in the hallway, and then he locked himself in the closet.
He started speaking Spanish, giving me orders. Anda. I don't have to take that anymore.
Take it easy, Mr. Spangler.
I'm sorry. It's only a short time since I've been released.
Mental patient?
Hostage.
No. I wasn't one of the fabulous 52. I was the one you never read about.
Mr. Spangler was an executive with an American company in South America. He was kidnapped by a rebel group in '79.
18 months I lived a nightmare. chained up in filthy huts, dragged up and down the mountainside like excess baggage, eating with these Germans.
They let him go last December.
You know, those guys from Iran, they got a ticker tape parade and a handshake from the president. I got back at 2 a.m. on a charter flight, and I had to show up for work the next day.
Well, Mr. Spangler...
I wasn't on Nightline once. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I've had some difficulty adjusting to things. Sometimes I get these kind of flashbacks. I guess that's what happened to me this morning.
I'm afraid we're going to have to hold you temporarily.
Just like old times.
As soon as you give some information to Sergeant Mojo-Howitz, you can make some phone calls.
I'd like to arrange ransom.
That's bail.
Have a seat, Mr. Spangler. I'll be with you in a minute.
Oh, well, you don't have to tie me up. I'm not going anywhere.
Then we won't.
You finished looking through the mug books?
Oh, no, I was just taking a little break. Anyway, I don't have to be anyplace. Not anymore.
Ha-ha.
I'd like a cup of coffee.
No, thanks. I drink tea.
Well, let me fix you some.
No, come on.
No,
look, you don't have...
That's all right, really. It's okay. Be good practice. In case I happen to get the $170 for bartender school. Care for a twist?
Sure.
Oh, bottoms up? Yeah. Look, I want to apologize. My problems have nothing to do with you, and I have no right to burden you with them just because you're rich and famous.
That's okay.
It's just that sometimes I think my existence is so worthless, I wonder what's the point of going on with it. Enjoy.
How you doing? Can't complain. Good. From precinct, Sergeant Dietrich. Got it. Barney, we got a robbery in progress at the instant teller at 10th and University.
That's my branch.
Maybe that's our man.
Oh, God, I hope so. Come on, Dietrich, let's go.
Can I help you? I'm Captain Miller.
Hi. Jack Norrell. Norrell and Associates.
Mr. Norrell?
I'm to meet Miss Hoffline here.
Miss Hoffline. Oh, well, she was here earlier.
She left, Barn.
She left.
Oh. So here, they're going to turn this place into a historical landmark, huh?
Yeah, that's the way it looks.
Looks more like a pile of junk to me. No offense.
What can I do for you, Mr. Norrell?
Oh, I just want to take a look around, in case I decide to buy the place.
Mr. Norrell, I think there's been some misunderstanding here.
This place is going to be a landmark.
So?
So, anybody who buys it and puts it back in its original condition gets a 25% tax credit.
Well, that may be, but this is,
this place would make great dental offices. 1890s style. Of course, it's going to take a lot of work, you understand.
This building is not for sale.
Oh. Do you own it?
No, not exactly.
Mr. Norrell, the city has no intention of selling this building.
You don't mind if I just look around, do you? Yeah, we could rip out this bathroom and put in a bathroom.
You know how to get in touch with that Hoffline lady?
Yeah.
Tell her I want to see her.
Can I help you?
Christopher Galt, Lemming Richards Company.
Here to see Mr. Spangler?
Yes, may I talk to him, please?
Yeah, sure, go ahead.
Howard?
Oh, it's you.
I heard what happened.
I'm sure you didn't waste any time spreading it around the office. Spangler's gone bananas again.
Howard, please.
You don't miss a trick, do you, Mr. New Vice President of International Marketing?
Look, Howard, I told you before. You were kidnapped. They asked me to find some stamps in your desk. One thing led to another, and I had your job.
You don't think I really care, do you?
Anyway, bail is being arranged downstairs right now. The company's taking care of it.
Well, that's a change.
Look, you know we wanted to pay the ransom, but their government wouldn't let us.
Maybe you were just afraid it might hurt the quarterly profit statement. Cut into the stockholders' dividends that you suck from other people's sweat and toil.
Look, Howard, we all know you've been through a rather harrowing experience, and our only concern is your well-being and getting you back up to snuff. But I must tell you that some of your recent actions have been a bit disconcerting.
What are you talking about?
This memo, for example, that you sent to the sales department yesterday. From the desk of Howard Spangler to the imperialist pigs who sit on the backs of the workers.
So?
Take it easy, man.
Look, come on, I want that money.
I told you I don't got it.
Look, you better find it, amigo.
¿Qué pasa con él?
Where's my money?
I told him I don't got it.
All right, what do we got?
Nothing.
This is Julio Rodriguez. He tried to rob a lady who had just made a withdrawal. She slugged him with her purse, and two old guys grabbed him and sat on him till we got there.
You read about stuff like this, but you never think it can happen to you.
Look,
Over there, Julio.
Come on, get over there.
The bail ticket for Spangler, Howard.
Over here, Levitt. Hey, you want to let him out?
Okay. All right, Mr. Spangler. Being released on bail. Failure to appear in court in the date specified will result in forfeiture of bailment and a felony warrant for your arrest.
What?
You can go.
Oh, no, thank you.
I'm not asking you, I'm telling you.
Well, I'm not leaving.
Hey, when you when you get down from there,
What's going on?
He won't leave.
Howard, we can go back to the office and you can talk to Dr. Hobbs.
No, you're not getting me back to that miserable office. That tiny little cubicle with no window and no air. I've got rights.
Spangler, we can get you right home.
I don't want to go home.
Well, where do you want to go?
I want to go back.
Back where?
Back there.
Total personality collapse.
That's right, Galt. I gotta be crazy, right? I gotta be crazy. I want to go back to people who imprison me, who made me sleep on dirt floors and eat rotten food, made me walk for miles in the pouring rain and the burning sun, just like they did.
Excuse me?
That's right, Galt. Get out of here. Go crawling back to the big bosses who feed off the flesh of the peasants.
I am late for a meeting.
But you're not taking me with you, not Howard Spangler!
all right, you want to get down from there?
No! I found out something down there. People can make a difference. Nothing's impossible. The longest journey begins with a single step.
Mr. Spangler.
When the going gets tough, the tough get going. I want a plane out of here tonight.
Look.
Julio, get their guns!
I don't think so.
All right, forget it. I don't need you. Don't you understand? Those people had something down there that I never had. Commitment. A belief. Belief in something so strong they were willing to fight for it. They're willing to die for it. I was a part of that.
Mr. Spangler, the point is, those people are going to keep fighting for what they believe in, whether you're there or not.
No, they won't.
Why not?
Because they won.
Huh? They did?
3 weeks after I was let go, they conquered the capital and overthrew the junta. So now Javier and Felipe and all the rest of them, they're roasting pigs in the presidential palace while Mr. Lucky is stuck back here. I mean, I carried my share of the load, sport. I did my part. I broke my back for those people. And what did I get for it? A one-way ticket back home without so much as a thank you. It's not fair. It's not fair.
Mr. Spangler.
I'd like to sit down.
Right ahead. You can leave whenever you want to.
We'll leave the door open.
Thanks.
Poor guy.
Yeah, you want to sign this right here, please?
You know, I guess when you see somebody else's problems, it can make your own seem small in comparison.
That's very true.
Unless you think about them.
Mr. Dozier, look, I could give you the $170, and I really wouldn't miss it.
Oh, yeah?
But I'm not going to. You see, it just wouldn't be right. I'm a cop. You're a victim. There are certain boundaries we just don't cross. I mean, it upsets the natural order of things.
Oh.
I mean, look, there are people who come in here every day in trouble, wanting things, you know? I mean, people more despondent and more desperate than you. And I promise you, believe me, I have never lifted a finger to help them either.
I understand.
Good.
So how about just $10?
Fine.
Thanks.
My pleasure.
I'm going to pay this back.
That's okay.
With interest.
Hey, whatever.
Thank you, and I'm sure this will make a lovely reception area for at least 3 doctors.
Yeah. Maybe knock down this wall.
Excuse me.
Oh, yes, Captain, you wanted to see me.
Yes, Miss Hoffline, I'm afraid there's a bit of a misunderstanding here.
Oh?
Mr. Norrell here seems to think that this building is for sale.
It is, right?
Yes.
Well, I'm afraid the decision doesn't rest with Miss Hoffline. This building happens to be under the jurisdiction of the Department of General Services.
I know. I've already talked to them. And they said I could show it to Mr. Norrell.
Wojo, give me somebody down at General Services. We'll straighten this out right away. It's obviously a mix-up. Because this precinct, these men perform a vital service to this community. The city is not about to sell us out for a quick buck.
Yeah, second. It's Mr. McGreevy.
Mr. McGreevy. Yes, Mr. McGreevy. Captain Miller, 12th Precinct. Yes, we're having a bit of a problem here. I hope you can help us with it. We have some people here who are under the impression that this building is for sale. Yes. Well, I already told them that's not the case, that the city is certainly not foolish enough to dismantle an essential... No, he hasn't made an offer yet. Yeah, I'll tell him. You're welcome. Mr. McCreevy said he's looking forward to hearing from you.
Thank you.
And, Captain, you have a nice day. Now, Mr. Norrell, I think that this and this bag.
You had a finite gun, huh?
All right, Harris.
Good morning, Wojo.
Morning, Woj.
Yeah, how you doing, Woj? Okay.
See, we're all still here anyway.
So far.
Barney, when I come to work in the morning, I don't know if I'm coming to a police station or a dancing studio.
Lighten up, will you, Woj? We got nothing to worry about. Arthur Murray's Artie speaking. Catherine ain't here.
Come on, Woj. In the last month, 100 people have been traipsing through this place and nobody's bought it yet.
But that doesn't mean someone won't.
Not at their terms. I mean, they're asking for 30% down and wouldn't carry a shred of paper. I was going to let you guys stay.
Oh, yeah, that was the spat. Silent alarm just went off drugstore on 6th.
You and Woj. Good morning.
Good morning.
What do you want?
It's nice to see you, too. How you doing, Captain?
I didn't think we'd be seeing you again, Mr. Norrell.
Well, me neither. Anyway, I just wanted you guys to be the first to know. I bought the building.
Well, that's taps for us. Dancing school, you. I'm on a roll.
Checked with General Services. They confirmed it. Mr. Norrell is the new owner of the 12th Precinct.
Just great.
Yeah, they were going to call you, but I told them not to.
Oh?
Well, I felt better you should hear it from me than from some strangers.
Have we met?
Not really. Anyways, the place will be in escrow for the next 30 days, so you guys don't have to pack right now.
That's very considerate of you.
Sure. And in the meantime, I'll be popping in and out, now and then. But I'll try to keep out of your hair. I mean, after all, this is a police station. Oh, do you mind if I use my bathroom?
Go right ahead.
Thanks.
All right, ladies, you want to step in here, please?
I swear, we never done anything like this before.
Look, they told us that we could be silent, so shut up.
All right, what do we got here?
What difference does it make?
Estelle Bobus, Wilma Kessler, master criminals.
I can't go to prison. I got a sweater soaking.
Don't worry about it. Picked them up at her dad's drugstore. I tried to give him his stolen credit card.
They wouldn't take a bad check.
The clerk got suspicious when Estelle here said, "It's good, I swear to God."
All right, where'd you get this card?
Professor Thorndike.
Estelle.
Why should we protect him? He got us into this.
Who's Professor Thorndike?
I'm a teacher. We took a seminar he gives. It's called Rip-Offs, the System, and You. Maybe you heard about it.
No, but we're certainly interested. Why don't you ladies have a seat over here?
Does this mean we can plea bargain?
Why don't we just process you first, and then we'll see to it that you can arrange bail.
Sir?
Yes, Levitt.
Go on.
Yes, it's true. The building has been sold, and if everything goes according to schedule, we will have to vacate the premises in 30 days.
So it's true?
Yes, it's true.
Sir, what's to become of us?
Levitt, you know the department has indicated that if and when the building is sold, we will all be relocated.
Where?
That decision has not been made yet, but I'm certain that decision will be forthcoming.
When?
Levitt!
Sir, it's just that the men downstairs are getting a bit anxious.
Levitt, the point is there is no point in dwelling on what's going to happen or what's not going to happen. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen.
May I quote you on that, sir? Apparently fear has loosened my tongue.
Apparently.
finished processing the Cherry sisters.
Fine.
Well, according to Estelle...
Estelle?
She says that this Thorndike guy is running a little university out of the back of some bar over on 6th. So anyway, Dietrich's gone to get a search warrant, and I guess I'll just meet him over there.
Fine.
You gonna be here?
For the time being.
Having a stroke, Inspector?
No. Just so happens to be Filipino Tagalog talk. What I said was, good morning, you're off. Yeah, I kind of picked it up from tagging around with that little filly of mine from Manila.
Inspector.
Hey, Barney.
Take it you heard about the building.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Barney. But then it occurred to me, that I hadn't been around for a while, so I thought I'd stop by and invite my favorite deputy inspector to lunch.
Look, they haven't made the promotion announcements yet.
Yeah, that may well be, Barney, but it appears to me that all the competition is dwindling down to a precious few.
Inspector,
Hello, Sergeant Paris.
Ah, Perlita, what a pleasant surprise. Has the inspector been hiding you someplace?
Not all the time.
Well, look who's here.
What brings you to these gates, Pearlie?
You promised me you were going to meet me at the Woolworths for lunch, Frank.
Was that today? I thought you'd be shopping at Klein's papers.
I called your office.
Oh, did you?
They told me you were here.
Did they?
Can we go now?
No. I'm afraid I've made a luncheon engagement with Captain Miller.
I'll take a rain check.
Don't be silly, Barney. Perlita runs the stairs. Don't you, Pineapple?
Not really. I mean, it's important that we talk, Frank. Now.
Don't speak to me in that tone of voice, sweet Leilani. We ain't married yet, you know.
Perhaps that would be for the best.
Perhaps it would.
Well, if that's what you want...
maybe I do.
That's fine with me.
That's fine with me, too. Want to take that attitude? Why don't you ooze on back to Luzon? I'll mail order out for another one of you. Come on.
I think I'll pass, Inspector.
But fine. Fine, I'll leave it alone. Used to it. I like it.
Well, this day is shaping up nicely.
Step inside here. Come on.
Okay. I hope you realize you disrupted a very important lecture.
I don't want to hear it. What do we got here?
This is Vincent Thorndike.
How do you do?
Picked him up at the Econo Institute of Mercantile Management.
I am the dean.
Really? When we got there, he was teaching a class. He must have had 50 people there.
Today was midterms.
We called it early recess. Dietrich stayed to look around, but we found this on a bulletin board. It's the curriculum for the spring semester.
This is a flagrant violation of academic freedom, you know.
False IDs. Theory and application. Check kiting. Does it work? Robert Vesco, man or myth?
That's an elective.
I see.
Look, the point is that everything I'm doing here is legal and above board and designed to enlighten and educate restaurateurs, merchants, and everybody else who's had it up to here with getting ripped off.
That's not what you told us, Professor Thorndike.
No!
Who are these broads?
Two of your recent graduates. Picked them up for trying to pass a phony credit card, which they say they got from you.
Hey, look, I don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, it's my word against theirs. So unless you guys got something to charge me with, I'm going to be heading back to the Institute because I got essays to grade.
You want to have a seat, Professor?
Thank you.
Warwood took Professor Vinny down for pictures and prints.
Okay.
So what are we going to do with Lucy and Ethel?
I drew up a desk appearance ticket.
What a guy.
All right, ladies. I'm going to give you a desk appearance ticket. Release you on your own recognizance.
What does that mean?
That means we trust you. We think we can count on your cooperation.
For what?
For your testimony when Professor Thorndyke comes to trial. And for your promise not to pull a fool stunt like that again.
Oh, don't worry. We learned our lesson.
All crime doesn't pay.
Here you go, ladies.
Thank you very much, Captain.
You're a very considerate and attractive person.
Well, why don't we have dinner some night?
Still.
Did you?
I heard. I know he had. I don't know if he meant it or not.
I'm leaving now.
I understand.
And in case I don't see you again, I'd like to thank you for all your kindness, consideration, and the nice letter.
Don't mention.
Inspector Ned. Barney, give us the swell lunch, Barney. Miss Savila.
I was just leaving.
Oh, yeah?
Goodbye, Frank.
No, wait a minute. I just got back here. Now, where are you going?
What difference does it make?
You just can't go out roaming around the streets, not in this city.
I have nothing more to say to you, Frank.
Oh, well, maybe I've got something to say to you.
What is that?
Huh? Well, I don't know. Just give me a second to think about it, will you? Huh?
You want to,
Thanks, Barney. After you, Miss Avila. Hold my calls, Barney.
20 says he doesn't get any calls.
Well, I mean, what I'm saying is, since your arrival in our fair city, I think we enjoyed a lot of pleasant moments together.
I think so, too.
Do you? Oh, that's very... No, it just wouldn't work, Polita.
Oh?
No. I mean, we can't just ignore the vast differences in our ages. I mean, I'll be pushing 60. What, you're 34 years old? Huh? You know what that means, don't you?
You're older?
Exactly. Well, and what about living accommodations? We got married, you'd probably want to move right in with me, right? Well, you see my apartment, lousy little stinking one room, probably ain't half as big as that bamboo hut you're used to running around in.
That's true.
Sure, and then you got your funny Filipino ways, and me, well, I got my idiosyncrasies too, but I don't completely understand myself. And then you're young, attractive, and vital. It just doesn't make any sense.
What are you saying, Frank?
I'm saying I want to marry you. What do you think I'm saying? I'm saying that I'd be honored if you'd accept my hand in holy matrimony.
That would be fine, Frank.
Huh? That's it, huh? was easy.
Of course, there's no question the stairs have to go. I thought maybe in,
Right. What can I do for you, Mr. Norrell?
I'd like you to meet Joseph Saxon, my architect.
Oh, my God.
Saxon?
Yes. I thought I'd bring him around, show him what we're up against.
Well, she talked me into it.
See that?
We're engaged.
Inspector, that's wonderful.
Congratulations, Inspector.
Proceeding.
Thank you.
No sense wasting any more time around here. Guess we might as well go out and get our blood tested. Reserve us one of them love tubs out the Poconos.
That's good.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you guys, when I get back from my honeymoon, huh? If I get back.
Let's go, Frank.
Yes, yes, all right. Guess I'll be hearing a lot of that.
Take it easy. Stay on your toes, Inspector. Have a good time.
I can't believe it. I don't even want to think about it.
Excuse me, do you know what the actual square footage of this room is?
The hell you asking me for?
Well, you work here, don't you?
That's supposed to be funny.
Jack.
Wojo. You have things to do?
Yeah, but why the hell bother?
Wojo.
Barn, these guys come breezing in here acting like they own the whole damn world. Like we're the ones getting in the way. I mean, we might as well just chuck the whole thing right now and just go sit in the street.
My office.
What's that going to accomplish?
Fine. He's got a point.
I got dibs on the curb.
Come on! It's just a building! And a damn lousy one at that. I mean, we sweat like pigs in the summertime, freeze our tails off in the winter. I've got a bathroom that's an embarrassment. The roof leaks. You really want my opinion? We should have been out of here years ago.
Roof, huh?
All right, it's been home. We've done some damn fine work here. Well, they can't take that away from us.
But what would be so terrible if we moved to some nicer quarters, someplace with electric typewriters, with a bathroom that's a bathroom, and a window that actually looks out on something? What would be so terrible?
The point is, what's the difference where we work? As long as we're working together.
I hear they got a Mr. Coffee over at Manhattan South.
Well, there you go. Why don't you grab yourself a cup when you drop off the professor here? You can head on home from there.
Thanks, Mark.
You guys, too. It's almost checkout time. Go ahead, head on home.
Thank you, Barney.
I feel better.
Listen, Captain, I think we'll be heading out, too. We're going to take a look at that roof. Hey, nice speech.
Thank you.
You know, he's right. This place is in a lot of trouble.
Leave it alone.
You know, if it's a matter of a deed or
Leave
like
it
a low
alone.
interest.
Barn, Arthur and I are going to stop for a bite. You want to join us?
No, I got some paperwork to finish up.
Better hurry.
Good night.
See you, Barn.
Good night, Barney.
Going to do? Then, Dad, Raquel asked, using her pet name for him when she was truly frightened. I suppose you could always look for a job. Cassandra suggested softly from the kitchen doorway. Trigger said they're recruiting down at his depot at the council, sweeping the streets. The pay is not too bad, and there's a pension scheme. Dell looked at her as if she had suggested he sell his own kidneys. Me, sweeping the roads. I am an entrepreneur. She's right, Dell, Raquel said gently. We have to do something. Dell sighed, rubbing his face. I suppose so. I'll help you fill in your application form, Rodney, if you like. Rodney choked on his drink. Me? You can't expect me to go out sweeping the roads. I've got to GCEs. Well, you can't expect me to do it at my age. Dell argued. I've got a bad back. And besides, I was talking about you. I am a bankrupt. I am legally disqualified from running a business or holding certain positions. You're not. Oh, come on, Cassandra sighed. Can you honestly see Rodney pushing a broom around Peckham High Street? He'd trip over it. It's all right. They give training. Dell reasoned. He looked at the paperwork the official had given him. God, do you know how much we actually owe the taxman? How much? Rodney asked, dreading the answer. 48,750 pounds. Dell paused, squinting at the small print. And for pens. For pens, Rodney echoed. Plus interest, Dell added. Raquel burst into tears and fled to the bedroom, slamming the door behind her. Look what you've done now, Dell accused Rodney. You've upset her, haven't you, with your talk of street sweeping? Me. It was you talking about the 48 grand and the interest that got her all worried. Dell ignored him, pacing the floor. His mind was whirring, the old gears of Trotter's independent traders grinding back to life despite the rust. It's going to be all right. I've worked it all out. I'm a trader, ain't I? I've been trading all my life. Since I was 12 years old, selling knockoff marbles in the playground. I could sell rice to the Chinese. I'm going to go back to trading. How? Rodney asked, exasperated. You just said you're bankrupt. The firm has been liquidated, or liquidized, or whatever the stupid word is. No, 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 Dell corrected, his eyes gleaming with a sudden, brilliant loophole. The firm can go on trading. It's just that I have been disqualified from running it. That doesn't mean the company has to die. It just needs a new captain at the helm, a new managing director. Rodney groaned. Derek, who is going to be stupid enough to take over Trotter's independent traders? It's a sinking ship with a 48,000-pound anchor tied to it. Dell poured Rodney another drink, a sly smile spreading across his face. If only there was someone out there, Rodney. Someone young, someone enthusiastic, someone who knows the business inside out, a man of vision. Rodney took the drink, staring blankly ahead. I wonder who, young and energetic, with ideas and enthusiasm. Hang on a minute. Have you thought of someone, Dell? What about Mickey Pierce? No. He's too dodgy. What about Denzel? Dell stared at his brother, utterly astounded by his density. No, Rodney, I am looking at him. Me? Rodney gasped, pointing to his own chest. How do you mean, me? Look, let me explain in simple terms, Dell said patiently. I've been made bankrupt, right? And am therefore not allowed to run a company. But legally, there is absolutely nothing to stop you taking over Trotter's independent traders and appointing me as a lowly, humble employee, a consultant, if you will. Rodney's mind reeled. He, Rodney Trotter, the permanent sidekick, the eternal assistant, the director of administration, was being offered the top job, the big chair. Wait a minute, Rodney breathed, a slow smile spreading across his face. Let me see if I've got this right. What you're saying is that I could run the firm. I would be your boss. Dell grimaced internally, but nodded encouragingly. By George, I think he's got it. It's a brilliant idea. Rodney, you're competent. You've got the GCEs. We'll go down and see the lawyer tomorrow. Go straight round to Company's House and make you the new managing director of TIT. Rodney stood up, his posture instantly improving. He adjusted his cheap tie. Managing Director, Rodney Trotter, M.D. I like the sound of that. Raquel emerged from the bedroom, her eyes red-rimmed. What's going on? Raquel, guess what? Dell beamed. Rodney has only come up with a brilliant idea to save the family. He's going to be the new managing director of Trotter's Independent Traders. He's taking the reins. I'm going to be in charge of sales, purchasing, and finance, Rodney announced proudly, puffing out his chest. Dell will merely be my subordinate, an advisor. Raquel managed a weak smile. Congratulations, Rodney. I'm surprised you didn't think of that. Darling, she said to Dell. Yeah, well, it's just what I was thinking, Dell muttered, pouring himself a very large drink. The transition of power was remarkably swift, mostly because Trotter's Independent Traders consisted entirely of a garage full of unsellable stock currently including 200 electronic personnel, organizers that spoke only in Mandarin and a battered yellow three-wheeled van. To cement his new authority, Rodney had new business cards printed. He handed one to Trigger down at the local pub. Trigger stared at the card for a long time. Managing Director, Rodney Trotter. Consultancy and Party Planning. That's right, Trig. Rodney smiled smugly. I'm the boss now. Dell answers to me. Trigger nodded slowly. I see. Does this mean the briefcases are cheaper now, Dave? Rodney sighed. After 20 years, Trigger still called him Dave. No, Trig, prices are set by market forces, which I now control. Just then, Rodney's mobile phone rang. He pulled it from his pocket with a flourish. Trotter's Independent Traders, Managing Director speaking. How may I help you? A voice crackled on the other end, speaking in a heavy, exaggerated foreign accent. Good evening. I am wishing to speak with the managing director. Yes, this is he, Rodney said, projecting his voice so the whole pub could hear. My name is Rodney Trotter. I am a representative of the Sultan of Brunei. My name is Asif Hazen. Rodney's eyes widened. He covered the receiver. Del, it's the Sultan of Brunei's representative. Del, who was nursing a pint at the bar, rolled his eyes. Yeah, right. And I'm the Queen of Sheba. It is very nice to speak with you, sir, Rodney said into the phone, ignoring his brother. How may I be of assistance to His Highness? You have an advertisement in the newspaper, the voice continued. And His Highness, he would like to talk with you. He would like you to fly to Brunei and be his personal financial consultant. Rodney's heart hammered against his ribs. This was it, the big time. His first day as MD, and he was doing business with royalty. No problem at all, Mr. Hazen. And what exactly would His Highness like to consult with me about? There was a pause on the line. Then the accent dropped entirely, replaced by the familiar, cackling Cockney tones of Mickey Pierce. Recently, His Highness bought a crappy old yellow three-wheeled van, and he wants to know how to start the bloody thing on cold mornings. Gotcha, you lanky plonker. Laughter erupted from the phone, mirrored by the roaring laughter of Del Boy at the bar. Rodney slammed the phone shut, his face burning with humiliation. I knew it was you all along. Mickey, he shouted into the dead air. I was just winding you up. He stormed out of the pub, the mocking laughter echoing in his ears. It was lonely at the top. Chapter 6, Fantasy and Failure. Despite the rocky start to his tenure as managing director, Rodney was determined to improve his life, and that meant addressing the issues in the bedroom department with Cassandra. He had secretly purchased a men's lifestyle magazine that promised to revitalize stale marriages using advanced West Coast psychological techniques. Sitting in a quiet booth at an Italian restaurant, Rodney hesitantly pitched the idea to Cassandra over a plate of spaghetti. Cass, I'd like us to try something new. For, us. Cassandra looked up, intrigued but cautious. Wouldn't the restaurant staff mind? We're in public. Rodney. No, I didn't mean in here. Rodney hissed, his face flushing crimson. I meant in the future. Soon. In private. He pulled the glossy magazine from his coat. Cassandra groaned. I hate it when you buy those magazines. You always end up making comparisons to the models and getting depressed about your biceps. No, look, it's serious, Rodney insisted, tapping an article titled Reignite the Spark, Fantasy Therapy. There's a fellow writing in here who's an expert on marital problems. He reckons that most couples' troubles stem from memory baggage, all the old arguments, the boring routines. We need to unload the baggage. And how do we do that? Cassandra asked skeptically. We become different people, Rodney whispered dramatically. We use iconoclastic autosuggestion. Basically, each person writes down their ultimate fantasy figure, and then the other person, just for one night, becomes that figure. We create our own little make-believe world. Cassandra narrowed her eyes. Wait a minute. Does this involve dressing up? Absolutely not. Rodney lied smoothly, remembering the costumes he had already rented. It's all in the mind. Cass, what do you say? Are you willing to give it a try? Cassandra sighed, seeing the desperate hope in his eyes. All right, then, let's go for it. They exchanged slips of paper. Rodney unfolded Cassandra's choice, and his heart sank slightly. She had written down Reg Hollis, the rather mundane, uniform-wearing police officer from the television show The Bill. Cassandra opened her slip and burst out laughing. Russell Crowe. You want me to be Russell Crowe from Gladiator? No. I want to be Russell Crowe. You're supposed to be a Roman empress or something. Look, I've got the costumes sorted. We'll do it tonight. Dill's taking Raquel and Damien out. We'll have the flat to ourselves. Later that evening, the Nelson Mandela House flat was transformed into an arena of profound awkwardness. Rodney emerged from the bathroom wearing a rented leather gladiator tunic that was 2 sizes too big, plastic shin guards, and a toy sword. He looked less like Maximus Decimus Meridius and more like a very sad, very skinny extra from a low-budget historical play. Cassandra stepped out of the bedroom wearing a remarkably authentic-looking female police officer's uniform, complete with a hat and a truncheon. They stared at each other in the living room. The sexual tension was entirely non-existent, replaced instead by a paralyzing sense of absurdity. So, Cassandra said, adjusting her police radio, "Do you want to pillage a village, or should I arrest you for a breach of the peace?" Before Rodney could answer, the front door violently swung open. Dell burst in, breathless and panicked. "Monkey Harris is on the phone. We're being raided." He stopped dead in his tracks, staring at the bizarre tableau before him. A Roman gladiator and a police officer standing in his living room. Dell clutched his chest. "My God, I thought you was a real policewoman. You nearly gave me a coronary. What are you doing here? You said you was going out." "We were going out," Rodney stammered, frantically trying to cover his bare, pale legs with the toy sword. "We came back." "Why are you dressed like that?" Dell demanded, his eyes wide with confusion, like a couple of lollies. Cassandra crossed her arms, deeply unimpressed. "Isn't it obvious? Derek, we are role-playing." "Oh, I see," Dell said slowly, a smirk beginning to tug at the corners of his mouth. "Right. A bit early for a fancy dress party, isn't it? 5:30. "It's an early party," Rodney lied desperately. "Cassandra's ex-boss at the bank invited us." "And who are you supposed to be? Rotters?" Dell asked, circling his brother, inspecting the plastic armor. "Spartacus with piles." "I am Russell Crowe. Rodney declared indignantly. Dell burst into roaring laughter. Russell Crowe, you look like a whippet in a leather harness. Go on, then, you two, off to your party. Have fun. Actually, Dell suddenly remembered, his face turning serious. You can't go out. I need you to stay here. Rodney. What? Why? I'm expecting a very important phone call tonight regarding a massive consignment of goods. I have to go meet Monkey Harris, and I need you here to answer the phone and take the order. But Dell, we're in the middle of therapy. Business before pleasure, Mr. Managing Director. Dell reminded him firmly. You took the job. Now take the responsibility. I'll be back by midnight. Oh, and Russell? Dell paused at the door, grinning wickedly. Don't conquer Gaul without me. He slammed the door, leaving the gladiator and the policewoman to sit in silence on the floral sofa, the mood thoroughly and permanently ruined. Chapter 7, The Rainbow Road. Thursday night arrived, and with it came the moment Del Boy had been building toward to save their financial skins. He had actually managed to pass the auditions and get onto Gold Rush. The studio lights were blinding, the audience was roaring, and the host, Jonathan Ross, was bouncing around the stage with manic energy. Sitting in the green room, Del wiped a layer of sweat from his forehead. He was wearing his best suit, a sharp gray number with a subtle pinstripe. He looked the part of the successful businessman, even if his bank account was currently weeping. Welcome to another edition of the show that is taking the country by storm. Jonathan Ross yelled to the cameras. This is the fastest game show on TV. This is Thursday. This is live. And this is Gold Rush. Del was introduced alongside to other contestants. Mike, a financial advisor from Merseyside, and Janice, an amateur opera singer from Newquay. Through a combination of sheer luck, quick reflexes, and his competitors' catastrophic errors, Del managed to navigate the early rounds. He guessed his way through a question about African mountains Kilimanjaro. Any idiot knows that Fuji make cameras, and survived a challenge from Janice that doubled his money. He was on a winning streak. The studio audience was firmly behind the charismatic, fast-talking Londoner. The lights around the stage changed from green to blue to purple as he advanced up the prize ladder. Derek, Jonathan Ross said, the tension music pulsing in the background. You are doing incredibly well. You are currently sitting on 25,000 pounds. The audience gasped and applauded. Del swallowed hard. 25 grand. It was more than half of what they owed the taxman. It was a lifeline. But now we reached the penalty question, Jonathan continued, his tone turning serious. This question is worth 50,000 pounds. Get this right, and you play for the grand prize of 100,000. But get it wrong, and you lose everything. You drop back to zero. Dole's mouth felt like sandpaper. Let's ave it, Jonathan. He who dares wins. All right, for 50,000 pounds. Here is the question. The giant screen behind them flashed the text. Which classical guitarist wrote the opera The Child and the Enchantment? A. Ravel. B. Segovia. C. Rodrigo. Dell stared at the screen. The names swam before his eyes. He knew about as much regarding classical guitarists and obscure operas as he did about quantum physics. He was a man of the pub jukebox, not the Royal Albert Hall. I think I know this one. Jonathan. Dell bluffed, playing to the crowd. He rubbed his chin thoughtfully. I think it's Ravel. Or, I keep thinking, it could be Segovia. Then again, it might be Rodrigo. Jonathan smiled. Well, Derek, you're right. It's definitely one of those three. The audience chuckled. Dell felt a cold sweat prickle his neck. He couldn't risk it. Not 50 grand. Well, in that case, Jonathan, Dell said, his voice tightening, I'm going to have to use me old SOS lifeline, aren't I? I think that's probably wise. Jonathan agreed. Who would you like to be your savior tonight? Derek. My brother, Rodney. He's got to GCEs. He's the managing director of our firm. A very smart boy. Okay, let's get Rodney on the line. Back in the flat in Peckham, Rodney was miserably watching the television, still wearing his Russell Crowe gladiator tunic, having been unable to figure out how to unbuckle the complex leather straps. The phone on the table rang shrilly. Oh, piss off, Mickey, Rodney shouted at the phone, assuming it was another prank call. You're getting on my tits now. He snatched the receiver. Hello. Hello, is that Rodney? Yes, it is. And I know it's you, Mickey Pierce, so you can shove it. Rodney, this is Jonathan Ross at the Gold Rush Studio. Rodney froze. The voice matched the television exactly. The studio audience's laughter echoed slightly out of sync on the live broadcast. Oh, my God, Rodney gasped, dropping his toy sword. Hi, Jonathan. How are you? I'm just fine. I've got Derek here, and he's on 50,000 pounds. Rodney's knees buckled. He sank onto the sofa. You're kidding. I'm deadly serious. But he's got a problem with the 50,000 pound question, and he has chosen you as his savior. Listen carefully. You'll have 20 seconds to answer. Dole's desperate voice came over the line. Rodney, for the love of God, concentrate. Hold on, Rodney said, his trotter instincts kicking in despite the panic. What's in this for me? I'm the MD. I need a cut. I'll make sure you get a drink, you plonker. Just answer the question. Dell yelled. Jonathan read the question. Which classical guitarist wrote the opera The Child and the Enchantment? Was it Ravel, Segovia, or Rodrigo? Rodney's mind raced. He had taken music appreciation at night school for 3 weeks to impress a girl. He closed his eyes. The memory surfaced through the fog. Ravel, Rodney said with utter certainty. How sure are you? Dell asked, practically praying. 100%, Derek. Ravel. Good boy, Rotters. Dell sighed with relief. He turned to the host, brimming with renewed confidence. There you go, Jonathan. He knows his classics. I'll go with that. It's Ravel. The studio lights dimmed. A solitary spotlight hit Jonathan Ross. He looked at his card, then at Dell. Derek, you don't have to take his answer. You know that, don't you? You can still change your mind. No, I know. Dell smiled, relaxing. But he knows what he's talking about. It's Ravel. Lock it in. Jonathan took a deep breath. Derek, that was the wrong answer. The studio fell dead silent. What? Dell whispered. It was Segovia. Jonathan said apologetically. No, Dell said, his voice trembling. No, Rodney said it was Ravel. I know he did, but he was wrong. Bad luck. Dell, you've used up all your options. You lose the 50,000 pounds. And you leave us with nothing but your 1 pound entry prize. You're frozen out of the game. Dell stared blindly at the cameras. He didn't hear the audience's sympathetic groans. He didn't hear Jonathan introducing the next contestant. The world had simply stopped turning. 50,000 pounds. Gone because of Rodney. In a blind, unthinking rage of sheer despair, Dell kicked out at the nearest object, his foot connected solidly with his contestant podium. The heavy structure wobbled, tipped, and crashed to the studio floor in a shower of sparks and broken plastic. Security rushed the stage. Dell was escorted out of the building, a broken man clutching a 1 pound coin. Chapter 8, The Final Twist. The atmosphere in Nelson Mandela House was toxic. It was a silence so thick you could carve it with a chainsaw. Rodney sat on the sofa, still clad in his ridiculous gladiator outfit, holding his head in his hands. Cassandra sat beside him, rubbing his back soothingly, while Raquel furiously scrubbed dishes in the kitchen, punishing the porcelain for those failures. I was certain, Rodney whispered to the floor. I was so certain it was Ravel. Rodney, you did your best, Cassandra said softly. It was a stupid, obscure question. And Dell was okay, wasn't he? Rodney asked, seeking some shred of comfort. He didn't make too much of a scene on live national television. Well, Cassandra winced until he kicked the podium over. It looked like he broke the buzzer system. Jonathan Ross had to pick it up while they cut to a commercial. Where is Dell? Rodney asked. It had been hours since the broadcast ended. I haven't a clue, Raquel called from the kitchen, her voice trembling with suppressed rage. At the end of the show, he just disappeared into the London night, abandoned his child and his partner in an area of the city we've never been in before. Thankfully, the studio felt sorry for us and paid for a cab home. Just then, the front door clicked open. Dell shuffled in. He looked like he had aged 10 years in 3 hours. His suit was crumpled, his hair disheveled, and he carried the distinct aroma of cheap street corner hot dogs and profound defeat. He didn't look at any of them. He just walked to the armchair and collapsed into it. "What the hell happened to you?" Raquel demanded, marching into the room with a wet dishcloth. "I went out," Del mumbled, staring at the blank television screen. "Oh, good, long as I know." "Del," Rodney started, his voice cracking. "I'm sorry. I could have sworn it was Ravel. I really thought it was." "And so could Cassandra, couldn't you?" Del asked, his voice eerily calm, lacking its usual fire. "Yes, I could." Cassandra defended her husband. Del finally looked at them. The anger was gone, replaced by a hollow, crushing despair. "Well, you're both a pair of dipsticks, then, aren't you? And as for you," he pointed a shaking finger at Rodney, "you are never, ever going to borrow my Capri again. Ever. Del, please." "And that bone marrow you mentioned earlier," Del continued, his voice rising slightly. "You can forget it. Keep it. Because obviously, everyone with half a brain knows that Ravel makes shoes. It was a trick question, and you fell for it like a ton of bricks." "Shoes?" Rodney blinked. Maurice Ravel was a French composer. Del. "I don't care if he was a French baker," Del shouted, finally snapping. "He didn't write the bloody opera, did he?" "Segovia did. I lost 50 grand. For the rest of my life, getting that question wrong in front of my family, my friends, and the entire British nation is going to be the most embarrassing thing that has ever happened to me." He glared at Rodney's leather outfit. "Although, coming home to find my managing director dressed as an extra from a sword dance sandals epic is a close second." The telephone rang. It was a harsh, jarring sound that made them all jump. Nobody moved to answer it. They were paralyzed by the sheer exhaustion of the day's events. "Hello," Cassandra finally answered, picking up the receiver. "Yes, he's here. Can I ask who's calling, please?" She covered the mouthpiece, her eyes widening. "Del, it's the producer of Gold Rush. A man named Bill. He wants to talk to you." Del groaned, burying his face in his hands. "Oh, my God. What's he want? I bet it's about that podium I kicked over. I bet they're going to sue me for criminal damage now, haven't they? It's just the icing on the cake." He reluctantly took the phone. "All right, I'll speak to him. Hello. Yes, this is Derek Trotter. Send me the bill for the plastic. I'll pay it in installments." He listened. The color slowly drained from his face, and then, miraculously, began to rush back in. His eyes widened. His jaw went slack. "What? No, no." Del stammered. He said there's been a mistake." Rodney sat up straight, the leather straps of his armor creaking loudly. "A mistake? It was Ravel?" Del asked the voice on the phone, his voice trembling with a mixture of shock and dawning joy. He covered the phone and turned to Rodney, a manic grin splitting his face. Rodney, The producer says there was an error in their research department. The question was flawed. You were right. It was Ravel. I knew it, Rodney shouted, leaping up and punching the air with his toy sword. I knew I was right. Dell turned back to the phone, his confidence returning in a tidal wave. Yeah, I'm still here. Bill. Yeah, he said I can take the 50,000 pounds as an apology and go back on the show next week to play for the 100 grand. Yes. Dell did a little jig in the middle of the living room. Raquel gasped, clapping her hands over her mouth. They were saved. They were actually saved. But then, the pub jukebox from the Nag's Head echoed loudly through the telephone line. Dell heard the distinct sound of a pool cue hitting a ball, and a muffled, snickering laugh that sounded remarkably like Mickey Pierce. Dell's face hardened. The joy evaporated instantly, replaced by a cold, furious certainty. Oh, have a day off, will you, you lot? Dell sneered into the phone. Dell, what are you doing? Rodney asked, confused. Who do you think this is? Dell said to the phone, his voice dripping with venom. Hey, look, I can hear the jukebox in the pub in the background. It's bloody Mickey Pierce again, ain't it? Trying to pull another prank on the Sultan of Brunei's right-hand men. Dell, are you sure? Cassandra asked nervously. I'm positive. Dell shouted, highly offended. I'm going to move. No, no, no. Get to the back of the queue. Mickey, you're not having me over twice in 1 week. Dell puffed his chest out, a righteous, vengeful anger taking over. Don't worry about the money. Bill, yeah, I'll tell you exactly what we would like you to do with our winnings. Since you're so generous, give all the 50,000 pounds to charity. Yeah, every single penny of it. Rodney screamed, diving across the sofa to grab the phone. Dell, no. Dell easily pushed his skinny brother away, still talking into the receiver. And if you phone here once again with your stupid pranks, Mickey, I'm going to come down to the Nag's Head and kick your arse into shredded duck. Goodbye. Dell slammed the phone down with a triumphant thud. See, that's how you deal with pranksters. Show 'em you don't care. The room was completely, utterly silent. The air was thick with a new, terrifying kind of tension. Dell, Rodney whimpered, pointing a trembling finger at the television screen in the corner. They had left the TV on, muted, tuned to the 24-hour news channel. Breaking news text was scrolling across the bottom of the screen. Breaking, BBC apologizes for game show error. Gold Rush producers confirm contestant Derek Trotter was incorrectly penalized. MR. Trotter has been contacted and has nobly donated his 50,000 pounds winnings to charity. Dell stared at the screen. The letters seemed to burn into his retinas. Jonathan, Dell whispered to the empty room. He said give the 50,000 to charity. What a nice guy. Rodney fell to his knees, his gladiator helmet rolling across the cheap carpet. Raquel simply turned around and walked back into the bedroom, quietly closing the door. Yes, Del suddenly shouted, clapping his hands together in a desperate, horrifying display of broken psychology. He refused to accept the reality of what he had just done. He turned to Rodney with a wild, crazed grin. Who do you people think we are? A. We're the Trotters. And we're back. Yes, 50,000 pounds to charity. What a tax write-off. This time next year, Rodney, we'll be millionaires. Rodney just sobbed quietly into the carpet, the plastic sword clutched in his hands, knowing that for Trotter's independent traders, the game was finally, truly over. The Peckham Phoenix, a novelization of the Trotter Chronicles. Chapter 1, The Yellow Ghost of Peckham. The yellow three-wheeled Reliant Regal then rattled through the streets of Peckham like a skeletal remains of a decade everyone else had tried to forget. On its side, the faded lettering still defiantly proclaimed, Trotter's Independent Traders, New York, Paris, Peckham. It was a lie. Of course. They had been to Paris briefly. They had never been to New York, and Peckham was currently trying its best to pretend they didn't exist. Derek Delboy Trotter sat behind the wheel, his rings catching the stray glints of a London sun that looked like it had been filtered through a greasy chip wrapper. He was humming the theme tune to his own life, a melody of seasons changing and tides turning. I'll fetch the suitcase from the van, he muttered to himself, a mantra of the perpetual salesman. Beside him sat Rodney. Rodney, the graduate with 2 GCEs and a brain that was currently a chaotic blender of existential dread and marital anxiety. Rodney was looking at the dashboard as if it were a ticking bomb. What's up with you, Rodney? Del asked, his voice a gravelly mix of concern and irritation. You look like a man who's just found out his lottery ticket was for last week's draw. I'm a bit nervous, Del, Rodney admitted, his voice cracking slightly. This bloke we're going to see, this Justin, he's a documentary maker, right? He's not going to be asking me anything personal about my private life. Del swung the van around a corner with the grace of a shopping trolley in a hurricane. Of course he ain't. We're not that private, are we? We're public figures, the Trotters of Nelson Mandela House. But what about, me and Cassandra, our hiccups? Del rolled his eyes. He's not going to want to know about your little problems in the bedroom department, Rodney. Though, strictly speaking, if you're having hiccups in the bedroom, you're probably doing it wrong. I told you that in confidence, Rodney hissed, his face reddening to the color of a ripe tomato. And I'm keeping it in confidence. Del shouted back. I'm not going to be telling him about jiffins and what Cassandra wears. I've got more class than that. Mostly. Chapter 2. The Interrogator. Justin was the kind of man who wore spectacles not because he needed them, but because they made his expensive degree look even more expensive. His office was a minimalist vacuum of white walls and overpriced Scandinavian furniture. He looked at the Trotter brothers as if they were a rare species of beetle that had accidentally crawled onto his silk tie. "Sorry to keep you waiting," Justin said, his voice dripping with the practiced sincerity of a BBC middle manager. "It's been a particularly busy morning. Now, I've got all the basic details about your business career, the watches, the bottled water, the pre-war lead soldiers. But what I'd like to do is to get an insight into the real you." Dell leaned back, crossing his legs and adjusting his tie. He felt at home. Give Del Boy an audience and a chance to rewrite history, and he was more dangerous than a shark in a tuxedo. "How you started, how you became so successful," Justin continued, leaning forward. "But more importantly, your lives and your raison d'etre." Del blinked. "Oh, no. Laboratory Garney. I don't use that stuff. It's all natural, this hair." Rodney groaned into his hands. "He means reason for being." "Del, I knew that." Del snapped. "I was just checking if he did." "Right then, Justin, where shall I start? Up to a few years ago, we were just very ordinary people living very ordinary lives. Weren't we, Rodney?" Rodney gave a hollow laugh. "Ordinary. Del, our childhood involved hiding from the rent collector behind a sofa that was technically also being repossessed. Details, details." Del waved a hand dismissively. "And then, as you know, one day I discovered an historic and almost priceless artifact. A watch. A Harrison Lesser watch. Found it in the back of a garage. It was like a sign from the gods of commerce." Chapter 3, The Golden Age. For a brief, shimmering moment in the mid-90s, the Trotters had been kings. The novel of their lives had transitioned from a gritty social drama to a glossy jet-set thriller. Anyway, Del continued, his eyes glazing over with the memory of pure, unadulterated wealth. "At first, we didn't know what to do with it. We thought about donating it to the British Museum as a national treasure. We really did. We felt a sense of duty to the crown. We thought about it for exactly 3 seconds," Rodney corrected. "And then we decided to flog it." Del grinned. £6.5 million. Justin, can you imagine that? 6.5 million of the Queen's finest nuggets. We divvied the dosh up, making sure our Uncle Albert got a nice little drink, bless his old seafaring soul, and we thought of others. We donated to charity. Enormously, of course. We bought a round of drinks for the whole Mag's Head, Rodney whispered. That was our charity work. It felt like a charity, Del insisted. Have you seen the state of Trigger? He needs all the help he can get. So, eventually, we had to start thinking about our future. We sought out a city stockbroker, a man with a tie thinner than a strand of spaghetti and a brain like a calculator. He advised us to invest in a new and vibrant venture, a Central American market. Dell stood up, pacing the small office. It was attracting massive funds from all over the world. We were making more money than the Royal Mint. We weren't just flat, Justin. We were ascendant. Chapter 4, The Fall of the Empire. The flashback in Dill's mind was vivid. He remembered the heat of the Caribbean, the smell of expensive sun cream, and the feeling of a platinum credit card in his pocket, a card that felt like it had the power to stop the rotation of the earth if he swiped it hard enough. He remembered Raquel, his significant other, looking like a movie star in a wide-brimmed hat. He remembered young Damien, the fruit of his loins, playing on the deck of a yacht. He remembered Rodney and Cassandra, looking like they finally belonged in a world where the wine didn't come from a box. And then the music changed. It wasn't a sudden explosion. It was the sound of a phone not ringing. It was the sight of a computer screen flickering with red numbers that shouldn't have been there. She's into superstitions. The radio had been playing in the hotel lobby. Livin' La Vida Loca. It turned out, Dell said, his voice dropping an octave, that negotiations between the Central American countries had collapsed, wiped out. The market didn't just crash. It evaporated. It was like someone had pulled the plug on the ocean. We'd even paid for the hotel on a credit card. Rodney added, the ghost of the trauma still visible in his eyes. A credit card which was withdrawn while we were still at the breakfast buffet. I was halfway through a bowl of exotic fruit, and suddenly I was an international pauper. Dell nodded solemnly, but Derek Trotter is, if nothing else, a creative businessman. I came up with a solution. We had to leave. Fast. We ran, Rodney said. We literally ran for the airport while the concierge was still looking for the bill. Chapter 5, The Financial Wilderness. The return to the UK was not met with a ticker-tape parade. The news of the Trotter collapse had traveled faster than a Peckham rumor. How long did it take for the news to hit the UK? Justin asked, scribbling notes furiously. About as long as it took for someone to push a button on the internet. Dell sighed. Suddenly, all our so-called business associates wouldn't return our calls. We were cast into a financial wilderness. It was like the desert, but with more rain and less sand. And then there was Mike. Rodney reminded him. Dole's face darkened. Mike Fisher, the landlord of the Nag's Head, a man who had seen the Trotters as his ticket out of the pub trade. Mike invested his life savings in our venture, Dell explained. He actually remortgaged the pub. He's in prison now, awaiting trial. The fraud squad claims he tried to recoup his losses by embezzling the brewery. Never was a man more innocent. He confessed to everything, Dell, Rodney pointed out. He was under duress. Dell shouted. The pressure of the brewing industry is immense. The narrative shifted to the waiting room of the court. The atmosphere was thick with the smell of cheap coffee and the nervous sweat of Peckham's finest. Denzel was pacing. wearing the marble floor down. Uncle Albert was sitting there, looking like a weary old owl. Trigger was. Well, Trigger was staring at a wall, possibly having a conversation with his own shadow. Trig, if I go in there and tell the truth, Denzel had said, Del and Rodney are going to be spending the next 5 years sharpening Jeffrey Archer's pencils. I'm going to tell them I hear voices. Trigger had replied, with the terrifying sincerity of the truly confused. Chapter 6, The Wrong Side of the Grave. The funeral of Uncle Albert should have been a moment of dignified sorrow. Instead, it was a master class in Trotter-esque absurdity. The family stood in the biting cold of a coastal cemetery. Del was genuinely heartbroken. Albert had been their anchor, the man who had survived the Battle of the Baltic only to be nearly killed by Del's cooking. I feel bad, Del whispered to Rodney as they stood by the grave, leaving him here on his own while we were off globe-trotting. We should have taken him to Barbados. He didn't have a passport. Del, Rodney reminded him. He thought the Germans were still looking for him. They stood amongst a group of strangers. A woman named Marion was crying. A man named Roland was complaining about Albert's wartime sagas. God, he did go on, didn't he? Roland sneered. Never bloody stopped. The John Wayne of the East End. Del's blood began to simmer. It reached boiling point. He stepped forward, his eyes blazing. You got to remember that a lot of blokes lost their lives for our liberty, just so that 50 years later, prats like you would have the freedom to knock them. You want to go outside and have a chat. Roland? Calm down, Del, Rodney pleaded. It was only when the young boy, Damien, looked up at a passing plane and asked if it was a Spitfire that the reality hit them. Wait a minute, Del said, looking at the headstone. Bunny. Why did you call him Bunny? Because his surname was Warren, Roland said. Albert Warren. Raff. The silence that followed was heavy. Rodney, Del whispered, his face turning ashen. We're at the wrong funeral. Oh, let's go. Rodney hissed, grabbing Del's arm. They fled the cemetery like grave robbers who had forgotten their shovels. Chapter 7, The Phoenix Arises, sort of. Back in Nelson Mandela House, the grandeur of the millionaire years felt like a dream someone else had had. The flat was cramped, the wallpaper was peeling, and the Inland Revenue was knocking on the door with the persistence of a woodpecker on a metal pole. The court declared me bankrupt, Del announced to the family. But don't worry, I've worked it all out. I'm a trader. I could sell rice to the Chinese. The firm's been liquidized, Del, Rodney said, sitting at the kitchen table. Disqualified, Del corrected. I've been disqualified from running it. That doesn't mean the company is dead. We just need a new managing director. Someone young. Someone enthusiastic. Someone with to GCEs. Rodney looked up, a glimmer of hope or madness in his eyes. Me. Yes, you, Rodney. You can take over Trotter's independent traders. Legally, there's nothing to stop you. You're clean, mostly. And so, the new era began. Rodney Trotter, managing director, Dell took a back seat, or rather, he sat in the front seat and shouted directions while Rodney tried to drive. They were back in business. They were trading again. The goal, 48,750 for pounds. That was the debt. That was the mountain they had to climb. Chapter 8, The Golden Ticket. The idea for Gold Rush came to Dell like a divine revelation during a late-night session of channel hopping. It's a game show, Rodney, Dell shouted, bursting into the living room. Jonathan Ross, you can win 100,000 quid. It's the fastest game show on TV. Dell, you think King Edward introduced the potato to England? Rodney said flatly. I didn't hear the question properly. Dell insisted. I've worked it out. I'm going to apply. This time next year, we'll be millionaires. Again. This time last week we were millionaires, Cassandra pointed out from the kitchen. But Dell was already filling out the form. He wasn't just a bankrupt salesman from Peckham anymore. In his mind, he was a Renaissance man, a lover of fine wines, the theater, and 16th century Italian art. He was Derek Trotter, and the world hadn't seen the last of him. Chapter 9, The Brunei Connection. The telephone in the Trotter household was a fickle instrument. Sometimes it brought news of a consignment of hooky VCers. Other times, it was just the electric company wondering if Dell intended to pay his bill within the current century. One evening, as Rodney was trying to maintain a facade of managing director gravitas, the phone rang. Trotter's independent traders. How may I help you? Rodney said, his voice an octave deeper than usual. Good evening, a voice responded, accented and dripping with importance. I am wishing to speak with managing director. This is he, Rodney said, puffing out his chest. My name is Rodney Trotter. I am representative of the Sultan of Brunei, the voice continued. Rodney's heart did a little tap dance against his ribs. He looked at Dell, who was currently trying to clean a fake Rolex with a bit of spit and a rag. Dell, it's the Sultan of Brunei. Dell stopped rubbing the watch. Yeah, and I'm the Pope's golf partner. Give it here. But Rodney was already hooked. How may I be of assistance, sir? His Highness has seen your advertisement in the newspaper. He would like you to fly to Brunei and be his consultant. Rodney's eyes glazed over. He could see it now. Gold-plated yachts, silk robes, and a world where duty-free wasn't just a suggestion. Consultant. On what, specifically? Recently, the voice said, suppressed laughter starting to bubble through the accent, His Highness bought a crappy old three-wheeled van, and he wants to know how to start it on cold mornings. The line exploded into the unmistakable, high-pitched cackle of Nicky Pierce. Rodney slammed the phone down. I knew it was him. I was just winding him up. Dell shook his head. Rodney, you're about as good at winding people up as a sundial in a coal cellar. Get back to your paperwork. Chapter 10, Fantasy Therapy. Rodney's marriage to Cassandra was, in his own words, a series of minor hiccups in the bedroom department. To address this, Rodney had turned to the modern equivalent of a witch doctor, a lifestyle magazine. It's called Fantasy Therapy. Cass, Rodney explained that night, his voice hushed. This expert in America says our troubles stem from memory baggage. We need to become different people, reborn. Cassandra looked at him over the top of her book. Different people. Do I get to be someone who lives in a house without a yellow van parked outside? No, it's about iconoclastic autosuggestion. Rodney insisted. We write down our fantasy figure, and for one night, the other person becomes that figure. No dressing up required. It's all in the mind. All right, Cassandra sighed. I'll try anything to stop you talking about memory baggage. They wrote down their choices. Cassandra handed her slip to Rodney. He opened it and blinked. The bill. You want me to be a copper? Just a position of authority. Rodney, she said, a mischievous glint in her eye. Rodney's own fantasy involved a certain gladiator, or maybe a heroic figure from a film he'd seen recently. He didn't say it, but he had a plan. The next evening, the plan went horribly wrong. Dell burst into the flat to find Cassandra dressed in a full policewoman's uniform, complete with a baton and a look of professional disapproval. Rodney, on the other hand, was standing there in a leather tunic, looking like he'd been rejected from a low-budget production of Spartacus. Oh, my God, Dell shouted, nearly dropping his bag of takeaway. I thought we were being raided. Cassandra, I didn't know you'd joined the force. And Rodney, what are you? A Roman centurion with a vitamin D deficiency. It's a fancy dress party. Dell, Rodney yelled, his face turning a shade of purple that matched his tunic. We're going to a party. My ex-boss at the bank invited us. At 5:30, Dell asked, skeptical, a bit early for a rave, isn't it? It's an early party for people who have to be up for work. Rodney grabbed Cassandra's arm. Come on, Reg Hollis. Let's go before he starts asking for our badges. Chapter 11, The Lights of Gold Rush. The BBC television studios were a labyrinth of cables, tired security guards, and the smell of industrial-grade hairspray. Dell stood in the wings of the Gold Rush set, adjusting his suit. He told the producers he was a connoisseur of the arts. He'd told them his hobbies included fine wines and 16th century Italian Renaissance art. In reality, his knowledge of fine wine stopped at anything that didn't have a screw top, and the only Renaissance art he owned was a framed picture of a crying boy that he'd bought at a car boot sale in 1984. Welcome to another edition of the show that is taking the country by storm. The voice of Jonathan Ross boomed through the speakers. This is Thursday. This is live. This is Jonathan Ross, and this is Gold Rush. Del stepped onto the stage, his smile fixed, his rings gleaming under the studio lights. Beside him were his competitors, Mike Wallace, a financial advisor who looked like he'd swallowed a lemon, and Janice Scott, who seemed genuinely terrified of the cameras. And finally, Ross announced, "We have Derek Trotter from Peckham." Derek is a businessman who lives with Raquel, his significant other. His pastimes include fine wines, the theater, and 16th century Italian Renaissance art. Del gave a thumbs up. "Lovely jubbly. Jonathan, just happy to be here for the culture, you know." Chapter 12, The Rainbow Road. The game began with a flurry of questions. Del's finger was poised over the buzzer like a predator waiting for a slow-moving gazelle. Whose famous diary recorded the plague and the Great Fire of London? Ross asked. Del hit the buzzer. Mrs. Dale's. The studio went silent. Ross blinked. Nice try, Del, but I'm afraid that's not right. You're frozen now. Eventually, through a series of fluke errors by his opponents, Del found himself as the first challenger on the Rainbow Road. He stood in the center of the stage, a 1-pound coin clutched in his hand, his guaranteed prize. "Whatever else happens, that's yours," Ross said. "Just make sure it ain't Irish, eh?" Del quipped, winking at the camera. He breezed through the early rounds. He knew Kilimanjaro was in Africa mostly because he'd once tried to sell a crate of T-shirts with the mountain printed on the wrong side. He survived a challenge from Janice. The money climbed. 10,000, 25,000. And then the green question. In which state was President Kennedy born? Del hesitated. He remembered the news footage. He remembered the tragedy. Well, when he was assassinated in 1963, he was in a terrible state. He died. "I need the name of the state." Del, Ross urged. "Texas, Florida, or California?" Del sweated. He used his shot in the dark. "Florida," he shouted. "No," Ross sighed. "It was Texas. But you played your shot, so you're still in the game for the penalty question." Chapter 13, The Ravel Debacle. The penalty question was worth £50,000. If Del got it right, he'd move to the final gold question for $100,000. Which classical guitarist wrote the opera The Child and the Enchantment? Was it Ravel, Segovia, or Rodrigo? Del's brain stalled. Classical music. He was a man of the people. He liked the theme from Z Cars and anything by Tom Jones. He needed his SOS. He needed his brother. "My brother, Rodney," Del said. "He's a graduate to GCE's. He knows his classics." Back in the flat, the phone rang. Rodney, still in his Spartacus tunic, answered it. "Hello, Rodney. It's Jonathan Ross. Oh, piss off, Mickey, you're getting on my tits now, Rodney yelled. Rodney, it's not Mickey, it's the BBC. Your brother is on 50 grand. Realization hit Rodney like a bucket of cold water. He listened to the question, Ravel, Segovia, or Rodrigo? Ravel. Rodney shouted into the phone. I'm 100% sure, Del, it's Ravel. Del, back in the studio, looked at the camera with the confidence of a man who had just been handed the keys to the Bank of England. It's Ravel, Jonathan. My brother knows. He's got the brains in the family. Are you sure, Derek? Ross asked. You don't have to take his answer. No. Rodney's spot on. Ravel. The buzzer sounded a long, agonizing drone of failure. Derek, Ross said, his voice filled with genuine pity. That was the wrong answer. It was Segovia. Del's face fell. The 100,000 pounds vanished into the ether. What? But Rodney said he's got to GCEs. Chapter 14, The Return of the Conqueror Not. The journey back to Peckham was long and silent. Del walked through the door of the flat to find Rodney and Cassandra waiting, still dressed as a gladiator and a policewoman. What happened? Rodney asked, his voice small. What happened? Del exploded. What happened is that you're a dipstick, Rodney. That's what happened. Everyone knows that Ravel makes shoes. It was a trick question, and you fell for it. Shoes? Rodney stammered. Ravel wrote Bolero. I don't care if he wrote the Bible. He makes shoes in the Peckham High Street. You lost us 50 grand. The argument raged until the phone rang again. It was the producer of Gold Rush. Hello. Yes, this is Derek Trotter. What? No, really. Del turned to the room, his eyes wide. There's been a mistake. The producer says it was Ravel. Segovia was just the guitarist who performed it or something. They've checked the facts. I can have the 50,000 pounds and come back on the show next week. The room erupted. Rodney cheered. Raquel cried. Even Cassandra hugged her prisoner. See, Del shouted, his voice reaching a crescendo of triumph. I knew I was right. I knew the Trotters were back. He grabbed the phone again. Yeah. Well, I tell you what we're going to do. Give all the money to charity. Yeah. And if you phone here once again, I'm going to come down there and kick your arse into shredded duck. He slammed the phone down. Del, Rodney screamed. What did you do that for? Because, Del said, a sly grin spreading across his face, that wasn't the producer. I could hear the jukebox at the Nag's Head. That was Mickey Pierce again. He sat down, exhausted but undefeated. Don't worry, Rodney. This time next year, we'll be millionaires. And in the heart of Peckham, for the 1,000th time, they almost believed him. Chapter 15, The Morning After the Morning After. The following morning, Nelson Mandela House felt like the setting of a hungover Greek tragedy. The adrenaline of the gold rush debacle had dissipated, leaving only the cold reality of the Inland Revenue's interest rates and the lingering smell of Raquel's burnt toast. Dell sat at the kitchen table, nursing a cup of tea that was mostly condensed milk and desperation. He was staring at a pile of bills as if he could intimidate them into paying themselves. Rodney, Dell barked as his brother shuffled into the kitchen, looking like a man who had spent the night sleeping in a tumble dryer. Where's the inventory for the new stock? Rodney groaned, rubbing his eyes. Dell, it's 8 in the morning, and technically, since I'm the managing director, shouldn't I be asking you for that? Dell let out a short, sharp laugh. Managing director? Rodney, you're the only managing director in London who still gets an allowance from his older brother. Now, where is it? It's in the van. Rodney sighed. But it's mostly those unbreakable umbrellas we bought from Boyke. I tried one this morning. It snapped the second a light breeze hit it. Dell didn't look up. That's because you don't know the technique. Rodney, you have to open them with finesse. They're not umbrellas. They're aerodynamic sunshades. It's all in the marketing. Raquel entered, Damien trailing behind her. The boy was wearing a t-shirt that said Future Millionaire, a gift from Dell that currently felt like a cruel joke. Dell, we've had another letter from the council, Raquel said, her voice weary. They're asking about the arrears again. Dell stood up, smoothing his waistcoat. Don't you worry about the council. Sweetheart, I've got a meeting this afternoon with a very influential business associate. Top-level stuff. Is it Trigger? Rodney asked, deadpan. Dell paused, his hand on the door handle. He might be in the vicinity. Yes, but that's irrelevant. We are the Trotters. We've been down before, but we always bounce back. Like those rubber balls that never stop. They're called Super Balls. Dell, Rodney corrected. And eventually, they hit someone in the eye and get confiscated. Chapter 16, The Nag's Head Resurrection. The Nag's Head was the spiritual home of the Trotter Empire, a place where legends were told and where beer was served at a temperature that could only be described as room adjacent. As Dell and Rodney walked in, a hush fell over the bar. It was the kind of silence usually reserved for a funeral or a surprise inspection by the health department. Trigger was at his usual spot, looking as if he hadn't moved since the mid-70s. Denzel was nursing a half-pint, and Sid was behind the bar, polishing a glass that looked like it had been used to store gravel. All right, Dave, Trigger said, nodding at Rodney. It's Rodney, Trig, Rodney sighed, for the 10,000th time. Heard about the show. Dell, Sid said, leaning over the bar. Me and the wife were watching. She said she liked your suit. Said it made you look like a very successful magician. Dell ignored the barb. It's all part of the game. Sid, high stakes, high rewards. We were testing the waters, weren't we, Rodney? I was testing the limits of human embarrassment, Rodney muttered. Don't listen to him, Dell said, ordering a large cognac. He's got executive stress. Now, Denzel, I hear you've been having trouble with Jorgen's suspension. Denzel looked up, wary. How do you know that? I have my sources, Dell said, leaning in. And it just so happens that Trotter's independent traders under the new and vibrant leadership of Rodney here has just acquired a consignment of high-performance shock absorbers. Straight from Germany. Germany? Denzel asked, or a garage in Lewisham. Dell looked hurt. Denzel, would I lie to you? They're military grade, built to withstand a direct hit from a tank. Your van will feel like a magic carpet. How much? Denzel asked, his curiosity getting the better of his common sense. For you, a mere £100, plus a small administration fee for the managing director. Dell nudged Rodney. Tell him, Rodney, tell him about the quality. Rodney looked at Denzel, then at Dell, then at his beer. They're round, and they've got springs, I think. See? Dell beamed. The man's a genius. Right? Let's seal the deal. Said, a round for my friends. On Rodney's tab. Chapter 17, The Suitcase in the Van. The sun was beginning to set over Peckham, casting long, orange shadows over the estate. Dell and Rodney were back at the van, the shock absorbers, which looked suspiciously like painted PVC pipes, safely stowed in the back. Dell reached into the van and pulled out a battered leather suitcase. He handled it with a reverence usually reserved for religious relics. This is it, Rodney, Dell said, his voice dropping to a whisper, the beginning of the comeback. Dell, it's a suitcase, Rodney said. What's in it? More umbrellas. Dell popped the latches. Inside were hundreds of small, plastic devices that looked like a cross between a calculator and a remote control. Electronic personal organizers, Dell announced. The future of business, Rodney. Every man in London is going to want one. It's got a clock, a calendar, and a button that makes a beeping noise. Dell, everyone has these on their phones now, Rodney said, holding one up. It's 2002. This technology is practically prehistoric. Dell shook his head, a look of pity on his face. That's where you're wrong, Rodney. People miss the tactile experience. They want something they can hold, something with weight. These are vintage tech. It's the latest trend. I'm telling you, by this time next year. Rodney cut him off. We'll be millionaires. I know. Dell, I know. They stood there for a moment, two brothers in a three-wheeled van, surrounded by the debris of 100 failed schemes and the flickering hope of 1,000 more. I'll fetch the suitcase from the van, Dell repeated, a small smile playing on his lips. Because where it all comes from is a mystery, Rodney. But as long as we're together, we're the bestest. Rodney looked at the suitcase, then at his brother. He let out a long, slow breath and climbed into the passenger seat. All right, Del, drive on. But if we pass a skip, those shock absorbers are going in it. Deal. Del laughed, turning the key. The engine coughed, spluttered, and finally roared into life. Next stop, Paris. Or maybe just the car boot sail in Sidcup. Mange tout, Rodney. Mange tout. Chapter 18, The Market's Cold Shoulder. Monday morning in Peckham Market was a sensory assault. The air was a thick soup of diesel fumes, frying onions from a nearby burger van, and the desperate cries of stallholders trying to offload items that had clearly fallen off the back of a very fast-moving truck. Rodney stood behind a makeshift table, shivering in a thin coat. He was holding one of the electronic personal organizers. He looked about as comfortable as a penguin in a sauna. Go on, Rodney. Give Em the patter, Del urged from the safety of a nearby tea stall. Don't just stand there like a Statue of Liberty with a hangover. Sell the dream. Rodney cleared his throat. Step up, everyone. Organize your life. With this plastic thing, it has a clock, and it beeps. A woman in a tracksuit stopped and looked at the device. Does it have a camera? No, Rodney said honestly. Does it have the internet? No. What does it do then? Well, Rodney struggled. If you forget what day it is, you can press this button and it will tell you, provided you've set the date correctly, which is quite a complex process, to be honest. The woman walked away. Shaking her head, Del stormed over, his face redder than a ripe tomato. Rodney, what are you doing? You're not selling a funeral, you're selling the future. Look, watch the master. Del grabbed an organizer and held it aloft. Ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. Are you tired of carrying around heavy books? Are you tired of losing your place in your diary? Introducing the Trotter 2000. It's used by astronauts. It's used by international spies. It's so secret that even the government doesn't want you to have won. A small crowd gathered. Those eyes sparkled. It's got a high-definition liquid crystal display. It's got a built-in alarm system to warn you of approaching birthdays. And for today only, because my brother here has just been made managing director and he's feeling generous, you can have it for a tenner. A tenner. A man shouted. I can get a real one for a $5 down at the pound shop. Ah, but does the pound shop one come with a lifetime guarantee from Trotter's independent traders? Del shot back. And does it have the emergency beep function? I think not. The crowd began to disperse. Rodney sighed. Del, it's no use. People aren't stupid. They know a piece of junk when they see one. Junk? Del whispered, horrified. This is vintage, Rodney. It's retro. We just haven't found our target market yet. We need a specialist buyer. Like who? A museum for failed inventions. No, Del said, a slow grin spreading across